What is up, Zero Royalty fam? We got a big day, big night, really, ahead of us, and a lot of tomorrow, because this is going to carry into tomorrow for sure. We got a big project ahead of us, and yes, I will actually record this time, I promise. I'm being serious. Liar! I'm being dead serious. We're going to get the entire thing, all the action. You're going to love it. So, the bolts that go into the block have stripped out. I have one that's really loose. There's another one down there that's pretty much out. They've actually stripped the threads out of the block itself. So we're going to pull the motor, going to get that all cleaned up. We're going to retap and throw in some time certs. I got a whole little kit from that, courtesy of my good friend Harley. And we're going to get this thing back solid again. So I'm pretty sure that's probably why I keep having exhaust leaks. I know why. That's why I'm having exhaust leaks. And then that's why I'm also having a pretty good shake above 50 miles an hour and anything else like that. So I'm going to nip that in the bud right now because it's just hopping around in there and we can't have that. Really easy to pull this motor. There is a lot of small meticulous stuff that we got to get to. Luckily, none of the wire harness has to come off. That can all stay on the motor. That's super easy. Just got to pull the radiator out. I have to remove the oil filter housing, got to remove the axles, and now, of course, with the new addition, I have to remove the turbo kit. So look at this. I got the car sitting at an angle. I got so much room to just work in here right now. Look, I got a bunch of room in front of here. Like I said, don't mind the mess. I've been working, okay? So yeah, we're going to get this thing done.
Cupid is a goddamn fool. Got me tripping, breaking all my rules. Top of a class, the baddest in school. What am I to do with a bad bitch like her? Black nails are so good on my tattoos. Bedroom lights low, loving everything.
Okay, yeah. I skipped ahead a little bit. But got the splitter off, bumper off. Car is now on jack stands. Do a little shake test. Solid. It ain't going nowhere. Maybe up a little bit too high for when we actually pull the motor out and start fucking with some of the accessories. But I can just go ahead and lower it for that. So this is a really easy motor to get out. There's even hooks. There's one on the transmission, and there's one that I have my fake engine damper hooked up to. So super easy to get this motor out. Hardest part about doing it really is getting the axles out. That's the worst part. It's going to be interesting seeing what I have to do with the turbo kit and what I can leave in, what I can leave out, things like that. I might be able to even leave that cross pipe together in there and just disconnect the up pipe down there. We'll see. So as you can see, it is the next day. It was actually really late when I was recording last night, so I need to take a little bit of a break. But I got the wheels off and I got a bunch of other little stuff off the motor as well. So now it's time to continue to get the rest of the little stuff off, and then this thing will be ready to pull. So right now what I am about to work on is getting the radiator out, get that all nice and drained, and then I am also going to work on, don't mind the mess, getting the oil filter housing pulled off as well, because that gets hit on the side of the body when you pull the whole thing out. So we got to fix that too. So I'm gonna work on getting those pulled out, and then we will move on from there. I'm also gonna see, like I keep saying, what I can do for the turbo kit, because if I can leave that on, that'd be fire. But I do need to take the turbo off anyway, because that flange right there is leaking, and I got an exhaust leak, and the turbo doesn't really spin at idle. So that's not good. So let's get started.
Black nails are so good on my tattoos. Bedroom lights low, loving everything about you. Got me scared cause the kiss is kinda lethal. Dressing see-through, she been on the scene too. Cupid is a goddamn fool. Got me tripping, breaking all my rules. Top of the class, the baddest in school. What am I to do with a bad bitch?
So you know, when I first installed my little fake engine damper thing right there, it was working great, nice and solid. It was perfect. The engine wasn't rocking back and forth, no squeaking, no weird vibrations, nothing. And then one day it just stopped, and that motor mount started squeaking. That's when I actually knew that, yeah, it's time to get that fixed. But I was wondering why this thing would have just stopped. This thing didn't loosen up. It wasn't flexing, nothing. And then now as I'm taking it apart, I take a look. It broke it. That's why. It sheared the head off this wrench. That's called torque, ladies and gentlemen. That's Honda power right there. I don't see no Chevys doing this. Exactly. So yeah, that's what I was dealing with. I gotta find another thing to make.
Guys busting out the boards. I like your lingo. Who you think you talking to? Most nice, baby. I'm going home with you. But tonight, Cupid got me.
So the turbo has been removed, up pipe, all that. That was really the last hard part that needed to come off. So now I can assess a little better and see kind of how I need to maneuver things. It's actually not going to be too bad. I really don't have to take too much off. I should be able to keep the headers and the exhaust, the cross pipe, all that on. All this is staying on. That's obviously staying on. So yeah, and I think even I'll be able to keep on my oil filter housing as well. So that's the next step, because it looks like I should be able to kind of rotate the motor a little bit like that, and then, you know, so we'll see what we got room for, see what we got to play with. Oh yeah, and here it is. Turbo's out. Oops, get the camera on it. Turbo's out. It's focused. Boys are here. Josh is here. He's gonna help a little bit. Riley's here.
What's up, Bob?
He's gonna help a little bit.
Oh shit, my hand's too full.
Oh man. So as you can see, we keep getting closer and closer. Axle's coming out. We got the hoist hooked up. Look at us. We are rocking and rolling. Like I said, I think I'll be able to keep most of this shit on here and be able to take it off and be just fine. So I got Josh and Riley helping me out, so it should go way faster. Riley was the one that took out all the axles. Well, took out the axles for me. So thank him for that. Josh is over here helping me on the top side, making sure we got everything hooked up the way it needs to be, and that way we can get this thing on out. But now what's next is I do got to disconnect the heater core hoses. I haven't done that yet. But yeah, we'll disconnect those. Besides the point. Next is just the motor and transmission mounts, and we can get this thing up out of here.
I'm just watching this. Everything's unplugged.
We're good in the back. Should just be good to go up. Yee, look at that. Motor is coming out again. Figure out all my oil leaks and stuff too.
Am I just drop it?
Yeah, just let it go. Drop it nicely.
Yeah, of course. Trust me, if someone's like, can I drop it? Just drop it. I'd be like, yo. Okay.
That's it. Well, we did it, ladies and gentlemen. The motor is out. Check it out. Engine bay is dirty and empty. So we got some things done. Crunched up the oil filter a little bit, but whatever. But now I can get started on the time cert kit. So basically what happened is there's a little mount that goes over the water pump pulley. Goes into those 3 holes like that. Where's it at? Right here. It's dirty and heavy. But this thing goes over top of that and bolts in. Well, the bolts themselves strip the threads out of the block. So we're gonna remake those and put time certs in there so it's nice and strong and I don't have to really worry about that anymore. So that's what I'm going to work on next. Any of you J-Series guys can see that. Yeah, my motor mounts, both front and rear, are torn. So not only was that one jacked up, but that one and that one are both gone. Done for. There's supposed to be a little bolt eyelet thing there for the motor mount to bolt to. And that's gone. But for now, we're gonna get that important part figured out and get the other important parts figured out so this car's not dangerous anymore, because that was getting pretty bad. It was getting really shaky.
And then put it all back together in one night
Yes.
to make it work tomorrow.
So had to let the camera charge a little bit so I wasn't recording, but I got it done. This is how that mount is supposed to be mounted on there. All behind the plastic covers, all torqued down to spec, you know, torqued down to spec. And yeah, it's on there. I also went ahead and did an old J-series trick on the motor mount because I'm not gonna be able to buy any anytime soon. So I went ahead and filled it up with some silicone and some stuff like that. So we'll see if that sticks and holds, and it'll just have to. We'll have to do the same to that one as well. But that's no big deal. Now that the motor is out, I can see why this header right here is leaking all the time. Because it leaks really bad at the bottom and causes a bad exhaust leak. So yeah, there's another thing to fix. And then now that the turbo's out, I can put a gasket in there. So yeah, we'll get that done too. Because there, I can even see through it. You can see it. Look at that gap. Yeah. All right, so now you can see me and the homie Junior.
Yes, sir.
Motor's about ready to be in. So we went ahead and jumped ahead a little bit. It's really easy to get it back in. So all we got to do is just get everything aligned, and it should just sit right in its spot. Junior's over there making sure we get that oil filter cleared from the body so it doesn't hit. And then I'll have him come and help me align this, and we'll get this thing dropped in.
Bad bitch, like mini skirt, guys busting out the boots. I like your lingo. Who you think you talking to? Most nice, baby. I'm going home with you, but tonight Cupid got me and I'm going home with you. Cupid is a goddamn fool. Got me tripping, breaking all my rules. Top of a class, the baddest in school. What am I to do with a bad bitch like? Gone girl, I'm not gonna miss you. Gone girl, since I'm such an issue. Gone girl, no tears, no tissue. Gone girl, not gonna miss you.